Every day you wake up and step into a world that demands so much. You do your best. At work, at home, in your relationships. You show up, you care, you try, you give. Yet, despite your efforts, there's a quiet voice that lingers, whispering that you haven't done enough, that you haven't been enough, that somehow, no matter how hard you push, you're still falling short. This feeling is more common than you might think, and it doesn't discriminate. It can settle in the heart of someone juggling a career and a family, someone striving for academic success, or even someone simply trying to get through the day. It's the sense that there's a gap between who you are and who you think you're supposed to be. But here's the important truth. That voice, the one that questions your worth, was never truly yours in the first place. From the earliest days, we're shaped by the world around us. Family, friends, teachers, society, media, all of them, intentionally or not, plant seeds of expectation. There are standards to meet, boxes to check, ideals to embody. Maybe you heard, "Why can't you be more like your sister?" Or, "You'd be perfect if you just lost a little weight." Perhaps you were praised only when you achieved, or only noticed when you failed. Over time, these messages take root, until eventually, they become the inner critic you hear today. But let's pause for a moment and ask, who set these standards? Who decided what was enough? More often than not, these expectations are arbitrary, moving targets that keep shifting just out of reach. The truth is, you were always enough, just as you are. Before the voices, before the comparisons, before the pressure to perform, you were already whole. So why does it feel so hard to believe that? Part of the answer lies in our biology. Humans are wired to belong. Our ancestors survived by fitting in with their tribe, so we developed a deep need for acceptance. When we sense that we're falling short, our brains sound the alarm, as if our very survival is at stake. But in today's world, the threat isn't exile from a tribe. It's the fear of not measuring up to impossible standards. Social media amplifies this feeling. You scroll through curated highlights of other people's lives, and compare them to your behind-the-scenes reality. You see only their successes, not their struggles. It's easy to forget that everyone has insecurities, doubts, moments of feeling lost. You're comparing your outtakes to someone else's highlight reel, and you come up short every time. Then there's the way we talk to ourselves. That inner critic, so quick to point out flaws and failures, rarely acknowledges our strengths. It focuses on the one thing left undone, not the countless things accomplished. It reminds us of every mistake, but forgets all the times we tried, learned, and grew. But what if, instead of listening to that voice, you started questioning it? What if you recognize that the standards you're trying to meet aren't fixed truths, but stories you've been told, and stories can change? You can choose which voices to amplify and which to let fade away. You can choose compassion over criticism, acceptance over judgment. Learning to believe you are enough isn't easy. It takes practice. It starts with noticing when the old narrative shows up. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough." Pause. Ask yourself, whose voice is that? Where did I learn that I'm not enough? Trace it back, and you might find it belongs to a parent, a teacher, a culture obsessed with perfection. But not to you. Next, practice self-compassion. Imagine how you would speak to a friend who feels inadequate. You'd remind them of their strengths, their kindness, their effort. You'd tell them they are worthy, just as they are. Offer yourself the same kindness. You are worthy of love, respect, and belonging. Not because of what you achieve or how you look, but simply because you exist. Celebrate small victories. Every time you show up, even when it's hard. Every time you choose kindness, to yourself or others. Every time you try something new. Even if you're afraid of failing, these moments matter. They add up. Remember too, that growth is not about achieving perfection. It's about progress. You are allowed to have goals and dreams, to want to be better, but not because you're lacking, but because you are worthy of growth. You can strive for improvement while still accepting and loving yourself as you are. You are not alone in this struggle. So many people, even those who seem the most confident, carry the weight of feeling not enough. By talking about it, by sharing your story, you give others permission to do the same. You break the cycle of silence and shame. In the end, the journey to believing in your own enoughness is not about changing yourself, but about changing the way you see yourself. It's about letting go of old stories and embracing a new narrative, one that recognizes your inherent worth. You were born enough. You have always been enough. The voice that says otherwise is just an echo of someone else's fear, someone else's doubt. It does not define you. So, the next time you hear that voice, remember, it isn't yours. You can thank it for trying to protect you, and then let it go. You have nothing to prove. You are already whole. You are already worthy. You are and have always been more than enough. Let that truth sink in. Let it guide you. Let it remind you every day that you are complete, just as you are.